ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, fish, rabbits, carrots. I don't hate on vegetables. Welcome to the KotoKai Robo-Dojo Workbench live stream with Paul and Brian. Number 99.
99.
It's a whole lot. It's a big mouthful, but it's me, so it's expected.
Big century mark.
That sounded really weird. I'm sorry. That sounded really weird and bizarre. I'm not Ariel. I'm not trying to start things off real creepy and bizarre. How is everybody doing this fine evening? Welcome. I know many of you have been waiting for a very long time. Thank you very much. Dave B, I can't wait to see your Critic Wall submission soon. Super Stokey. Manny's out there. Guy Dagogi. Chris Pabs up in the house. Julius Dembski. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody, Paul? Who did I miss?
Ungawa, yeah. See Ungawa in there. Yep. Michael Dawson. I don't know if you said Michael Dawson yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Michael Dawson's out there, too. We were talking about your G3 colors not too long ago, a couple seconds ago. Hello to everybody else out there that is not participating in the chat, and also everybody that isn't watching the show right now, but watching it in the future. Welcome to the 99th. 99.
Almost a century, man.
It's been a long roll. Whoa, century.
Yeah, we're hitting the century mark.
Old, but Thomas Staten, welcome. What up, Gumpla fam? What up, indeed? What up, indeed?
3 digits. That's wild, man. I can't believe that.
I know. Yeah. And we talked about how much time we've taken off in between here and there from personal things and competition work for me and stuff like that. It's been a long road.
Yeah. What did we come up with? Like 2.5 years or so? Almost coming in on 3?
Almost
like
3
the summer
years.
3?
Yep. I think that's right. Yeah. August is I think where it starts up.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just kind of an excuse to fuck off a little bit. Pretty much.
Well, it's like a hangout. I need to work. We need to work. I like to work at my workbench. I like to converse with my friends.
Yeah, I think we especially at the time, neither one of us had like build nights around us, or at least knowledge of build nights. I know there's some in New York, and I have one down by me, but it's still a little bit further south than I am. So this was just kind of a way for us to BS with each other. That we would normally have to do for either a 3-hour flight or a 20-hour drive, right? So
true.
Yeah, hang out with you guys.
Yeah. How? And there's not really build, especially now. There's nothing going on now, but before there really wasn't a whole lot going on. Some things have developed since then, but they'll be back too. Looking forward to it, my dudes and dudettes. Yeah. I really am.
Michael, we were talking about the just the PG RX-78 in general, and then just I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the G3 color scheme. We were just talking about how you had yours up. I don't know why, but I thought it was not the PG Unleashed for some reason. But Brian, correct me.
Yeah, you were doing that.
I think I think last time we only saw the head of it, so I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. Herbal essences, shampoo, and conditioner.
Oh. Okay, so I decided to change my color scheme a little bit and bought some AK Gen 3 paints that I'm interested in trying out right on. That sounds awesome.
Sweet, man. Are you airbrushing? Or
that is a good question. I was curious.
I would now. Well, I didn't
guess so,
but now, obviously, first. See.
Fuck, Ronan. What surprises are we planning for the 100th? We were talking about that a little bit, and we're not exactly sure.
It'll be fun. We know that. We'll probably have a lot of people in and out through here.
Ideally, I need to reach out.
yeah. People that we've had on the show and stuff like that in the past, streaming with us before. I'll definitely invite a lot of people. I think we'll each be giving away a couple of things.
Yep, I got a couple of things I'm gonna give away.
Yeah, we're kind of narrowing that down, who, like, what and how. So it'll be fun, and then we're just gonna hang out, obviously. So it'll be a good time.
Raffle. I don't know about raffle. I don't know how we're doing it. Honestly, I haven't even thought that far into the future. I've just been like, I can give that away and I can give that away.
Yeah. It'll all be done like during the show. So I don't know if it's going to be a raffle, a random, a question, a mix of all those things. Like maybe it's because since it's more than one thing, maybe one of them will be a raffle. One of them will be I have a question for you guys to answer.
Oh, sure. It could be a random trivia. Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
Like we're clearly going to ask like, what is my favorite Gundam design? Right. That's going to be on there.
Oh.
Which kit do I have the most of?
Like favorite kit.
The deep, hard questions. I've built one.
I know one. I was going to say
hard questions.
Oh,
tough ones to get down to the bottom.
Good gracious.
Favorite Grace Brown Paul. Z, were you around last week, man? We had Yellow Paul.
And
Red Paul.
Right? And Red Paul.
Peach Paul, I think is what he called himself.
Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff. Give away free Gunpla tips. I always give away.
I do love the GM Sniper, actually. But actually, my favorite design is not the Astray. I know that's hard to believe. But my favorite design, they didn't make 15 kits of, so it's kind of hard to buy more than one. Maybe that'll be on there. Maybe it won't.
Oh, right. John Lynn is doing a home overhaul. She's improving her space. That's why when if anyone tuned into the stream on Tuesday, that's why her domicile was so barren. So much teal. It's changed now.
I'll say that is my my largest build is this room over the last 3 years or so. It's changed quite a few times, and keeps on changing.
Guy's not wrong.
I enjoy tinkering with my hobby room. It's like my favorite pastime. I'm always looking for like new stuff to add in here, new ways to change it. It is fun.
Here you go. Kai Daigogi has a call out. It says Paul Astray, Brian ZN kits, but especially Zaku too.
I'm telling you, it's not the Astray.
And I love me some Zaku's, but my favorite build is not the Zaku 2.
Oh, favorite build. Ooh, that maybe makes it a little tougher. I'm talking favorite design. Like the kit, just building, just snapping the kit. That one's tough, man.
Do I have a favorite design? Golly, that is
favorite is a hard one. Yeah, it's now Wizard Potion Purple, and soon I shall have a new desk coming in soon.
Wizard Potion Purple. Also, the Jesta is his favorite design.
You know what? Jesta might be my favorite kit. It would be close. It'd be up there. Favorite design is no. I think the favorite design would surprise a lot of people. I don't think anyone knows. I'm not giving it away. I'm gonna play it close to the chest. You guys think about it. I'll tell you it's gaudy because I like ridiculous things.
Okay.
But the actually it's not that gaudy. It's color-wise, it's a little bright, shiny, maybe. But the Jesta is definitely one of my favorite builds.
It's a good one.
Oh, the Wound Wart. I do like the Wound Wart, but no.
Momoka the Nightingale. It's Freddy's meat flaps. Which I don't think we ever saw in reality. Like that kid. Oh, that kid. Wow. That kid. How many times have we said that about various people these days?
I do that at work all the time. I'm like, this kid. And then I realize they're older than me. I kept doing it like for a while. Like, luckily this guy quit, right? But I was like, this goddamn kid, this fucking kid. And he was like 5 years older than me. But he had such a young
Nothing says flashy like the Nightingale. Yo, Z says Phoenix with the Hayakushiki. There is a fucking really, really tight Hyakushiki that they don't make. It's like a heavy armor ground type. Oh, it's so cool. It is so cool. I want one of those.
I will tell you that the Phoenix was not my favorite one to build. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's like a fingerprint magnet, right?
Yeah, and the coating is so shiny. I mean, I had to like move the lights away from the kit for the first time ever because it's so shiny that like as you're building, you're getting so many reflections. I'm like, is that on? Did I snap it all the way in? And it's all. I mean, if you've built the master grade unicorn, it's a lot of little parts, and then you add coating to those, it just makes it kind of a pain in the ass. It wasn't great. It wasn't a fun. And
Manny.
The unicorn wasn't great to begin with.
It's not the ashtray, Manny.
Is it the ashtray?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Do I like the Xeon kits? Maybe.
I mean, I would never have guessed. That's
maybe
what you were
Paul
a
likes
fan
the
of.
Gunpla Builders Association, huh? Maybe he likes the. Maybe he likes a little. Maybe he's a gray Jedi.
Ooh.
Just because you have the.
That's what it is. That's going to be the question for a kid. It's going to be, what color lightsaber would you have?
Yeah.
Purple, obviously.
Purple.
None of you have Critical merch. I was on the website yesterday, Pabs. I am going to order something.
Oh yeah,
I was going to order a hat, but I have a giant ass head, so it's a snapback. I'd have like just one button on it, and I would look like a.
Paul, your head doesn't go on your ass head; it goes on your head.
Yeah, and it, it's all the hair. It's in the way. But I'll probably get a shirt. For sure.
Yeah, I need to get one too. I can't wait to see my shirt.
Oh.
I want to see it, Patty. We all, because there's special shirts. For those of you that do or do not know, that there are special shirts that are dropping. I believe the To Me It's a Fail shirt just dropped.
To me, it's a fail.
To me, it's a fail. is Ronan's shirt.
I like that.
That fucking guy. Yeah, and so there's one that everybody's getting one. Mine is interesting. I can't wait to see it when it's done. That's what I'm gonna say. A little bit was talked about last stream on Tuesday, but so what's that?
I'll take some screen prints of certain things that came up on the screen last week that may or may not have been screenshotted. Maybe some freezing internet connections.
Yeah. Pabs' weak internet from the snowstorm was righteous. You missed the the audio with the Pabs face. Yeah, and like the have like
was it on Tuesday?
No, it was from like after that event with the freeze ups and stuff. It was pretty funny. Manny was being hilarious about it. Pabs was being very good natured, as Pabs is, as we all are ultimately. So.
Yeah, a little roasting's always fun.
You can poke fun at me. I'm fine with it. Let's be normal live.
Fight me.
It's the pain. The USPS is a fail right now to me, bro. Yes and yes. I ordered a really righteous tool from Galactic Toys. They shipped it out right away, and it got all the way to the city, and then it was handed over to the USPS, and they're like, all of a sudden, the little dial started spinning on my updates. It's been spinning for 6 or 7 days now. So
locating.
Yeah, exactly. Yup. There's a shut up, stupid shirt. That's Julio's shirt.
Shut up, you stupids.
No guesses. We don't need to guess.
Right in the chooch.
Right in the chooch. So you are still working on this
Yeah,
wing, right?
I am. Yeah. I think I'm building legs now, if I can remember what I was doing. Yeah, legs. That's where we're at. Maybe I'll
Hell
finish
yeah.
it one day. That hasn't been a very fast build.
Oh, hold up. Here we go. What's a better build, the RG Mark II or the Victory 2 for Ka?
I'm not.
I would say the
either.
Victory 2 for Ka because I built the RG Mark II and I really would love to have the Victory 2. The V2 Assault Buster. Oh,
I have the V2 for Ka. I haven't built it. I mean, from everything I've heard, it's not the best master grade, but meh.
Oh, I thought it looks cool. I don't know.
It does.
I've just seen
cool.
it in the magazines.
It does, and I have the Buster set for it.
Yeah, sick. That's
I'll get around to it one day.
No,
Someday.
yeah, I've had really, really good USPS couriers and stuff like that too, like postal delivery people and like whatever. When I was working at the shop, I would get everything delivered to me at the shop, and I never had an issue with anything because it would always just go, to the right ways. All the tendrils were working properly. But yeah, it's not the same now because everything's all effed up. So. Oh.
Thanks, COVID.
I gotta look at my DMs.
Why I say they fail? Did they give you a scrunch box? That's always fun. Or a no-show on package. I've had a couple of nicely damaged packages, I'll say. What the hell kit was that? I got one of those, the Exia, like where it has all versions of the repair together. Not the who made that originally? Not the Dragon Momoko one, the other company. I can't remember the name of them now. And it came pretty beat up. In fact, the instruction manual was useless. I had to get I think Samuel Decal is who I bought it from, and I had to get him to like PDF me one.
Wow.
Not fun.
Wait a minute, what is going on here?
Exia,
yeah, they are failed.
Ignition.
Guys think it's ping-ponging around packages, going places they don't need to go.
Remember the name of the company now.
What? How did I miss this? Oh, Pabs is saying the Exia Ignition is better than the RG Mark II or the for God.
Hobby Star. Hobby Star was the name of the company.
Hobby Star.
Yeah. Couldn't remember.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, they did a couple of things. I don't know if they're still around or not, but I don't keep up as much with the kit releases as I used to.
Yeah, and go. The thing that's effing me up is the handoff. There's a glut of backlog in the New York City Postal Service because so many people, so little money for the postal employees. So, oh wait, Paul. Oh wait, here we go. Chris Pabs.
Yeah,
Pabs. Paul.
He was.
Pabs Paul.
I have the XN riser in my backlog. That was a fun build. I like the XN riser. I have that behind me somewhere. Really good build, actually.
Got a huge backlog. Just add more to it, or eventually wind up at 100 episodes and give a couple of kits away.
Yeah, that was the dream, right?
Well,
that was obviously what I was thinking.
That's how it started. This is how it's going. I think on some of my first concerted live streams was when I was building my hobby zone shit.
Was it
awesome.
the wood shelving?
Yeah, the Hobby Zone wood. Yeah, they're like wooden kits that you can buy. I've since like started making my own, but they like work in integration. But yeah, thinking back on that, and my like I got from Samuel Decal, I got these like Lego Gundams.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was playing around with those. They need some work, but they're pretty cool.
I remember doing the PG Exia pretty early on, I think, but I don't know if that was that long ago now.
Oh, like when it was like when we were streaming together. I remember we did the noodles thing.
Yeah, that was probably like the first thing we did.
Yeah, those were just hanging out, and then we was like, maybe we should do a live stream together. Just do a thing.
We did the hot Korean noodles.
Yeah, we did the nuclear noodles as it was.
Not the nuclear. They were good though.
Yeah, they weren't super crazy. Pretty soon we're gonna do another hot sauce chicken wang thing with me and Colleen and Julio and Manny up in my spot on my couch over there.
That's what I mean by spot.
Yeah, a house. Same place we had it before, but it won't be Christmas decorated because it ain't Christmas. Hey. Oh, nice. Ongao says they had a friend design paint racks based off the Hobby Zone ones, but taller and deeper, which get a lot more paint with only a little bit larger footprint. Tight.
That's cool.
Yeah, with the CNC in the garage, hell yeah. Especially if you have a little like a wood like CNC router. Oh man, alive! Could you do so much? At the shop I used to work at, that we were partnered with a CNC company, so they had like a big 5 foot by 10 foot CNC routing bed, and then they had like a 4-axis, like big ass 4-axis mill. And then there was like mutual tools where we had like the big engine lathe. Like I know how to use an engine lathe, and I'm good with a regular standard like Bridgeport mill. And then we had like a shear and regular cold saw welders and all that stuff, metalworking stuff. But it was pretty cool to see the neat things that they came out with, or came out from that router. Like the assemblies and just different cool parts and like being able to map stuff out. Oh yeah, and then they had a laser cutter upstairs in the office, which is just stinky and a fire hazard, but awesome at the same time. Let's see. It says for one pot of Mr. Color the shelf units for. Oh, nice. Yeah, I can totally dig it. Yeah, because I have the ones that I bought that were Hobby Zone. I got initially when I was using only the ammo size, which is the same as the Vallejo Model Air size. These little shits. So I got like 2 corner stadiums that were just like for all of that, and they were just packed full of like ammo paint and everything for the longest time. And then I got like a couple of other ones to use for mixed, one for mixed, and then one for like basically this size, the Createx paints that I love so much. These bloodlines from from Tim Gordon. Sorry, not Neil Gorman, but Tim Gorman. And yeah, but as my paints have changed, I had to modify one. I don't know. I did that on for the last mechanism stream. I'm not going to pull it down because it's full of stuff right now. But I cut all the like fingers out of the
so they can line up bottle to bottle.
Yeah, exactly, and just like pack it all in as much as I want. I used the Tamiya scriber to cut the MDF because it was all glued together into an assembly, and I had to get in there, and there's like no throw to use a saw. So I literally used the Tamiya scriber. It was awesome, guys. You can use that shit for anything.
Can you buy the fingers from them if you wanted to replace just that part, or is that not possible?
I don't know. You glue them in together. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I suppose you could cut it apart.
Yeah. Is Hobby Zone the only one that makes them now, or is there another company?
No, Artie Station makes them. Yeah, Artie Station, and those are available at USA Gundam Store.
Yeah.
If you're at USA Gundam Store, you can use my code BroBuilder10, save 10% at checkout. Artie Stations can be They're all a little bit, dude. They're all pricey. Dude, Hobby Zone is more expensive than Artie Station. I shit you not. So yeah, I mean, use what you want, get what you want. Ultimately, there's so many options out there, and they're so versatile that take a second. If you're gonna get into it, like here's a little bit of advice: take a second and figure out what you've got and what you want to do, like what you want to store. And I don't really have. Right now, I've made it to where I can use everything that I got. But when I initially bought stuff, it was like, well, I have these things, and I'm like, I guess I don't necessarily need this because it's weird. Like, perfect example in you can't see, microphone in the way. Model kits in the way. I'll just take you guys over here. We're going on a trip. Hi, everybody. It's Extreme Close-Up with Brian. We're going to take a trip to my workbench right now. Okay, dudes. Here's my lovely wife. Look at us on our wedding day. Oh, she's gorgeous. But yeah, so I got these things here, right? So this is like close up. So you've got here. This is a drawer that I made for my Mr. Clear, right? So I've made extra drawers out of foam core. But this is like the regular wood shit. So these things here, which you can see lots of mixing cups in there because this is like dead ass space. These are my GBWC like participation medals. Hooray. But yeah, so I actually glued in a little piece of wood there so that I can add an extra drawer and then built extra drawers so that I can use this space because the space is kind of stupid. I didn't realize it at the time, but that space, unless you have something specifically to go in it, it's kind of dumb because you can't fit a bottle of glue in. I mean, you can fit a regular Tamiya bottle of glue in there, but you can't fit a Mr. Hobby bottle of glue in there. You can't fit any. I mean, it's like it doesn't help. But anyways, yeah, I built these triple drawers, double drawers, more stuff. Getting paid like a motherfucker. That was a close-up tour of my workbench. Sort of. Oh, wait, here we go. Wait, one more thing. So yeah, that was the little paint. Oh, there's me and my dog. He adorable. Oh, there's a Jeff Longman sticker. That's a rarity. Nobody has those. But yeah, so that's the old style with all the little bottles. This is the Mission Models Stadium style with just like open. This is the like medium bottle size for the Createx. This is a foam core riser that I built, which is much better to use than something like this. And then this is the one that I customed out where I cut everything out. Oh, there's me and my wife again. That I customed out so that you can put any size paint in there. I even made the bottom riser open, which as you can see over here, doesn't exist. It only goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, living room. Here we go. We also just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the same. Thanks, guys. Thanks for visiting my house.
The Workbench tour.
Oh, damn.
Jose says he just put together his
Nice.
Artie Station solo with the bottom drawer. Sweet.
Nice.
Or they had a potential positive test for COVID. I mean, that's kind of cool. I don't know of any vendors that I can think of that stopped shipments of anything for COVID. Like as far as from potential hazard, you know, not because like they just didn't have enough employees to actually ship something.
Wait, Chris says you came just in time. Chris, what did you come just in time for?
The tour, man.
Oh, for the tour. That's rad. Well, make sure you tune in next week, the 100th episode, because we're going to be just throwing shit. We'll be throwing it out there. Not exactly. I'm going to go make a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Waiting 6 months for stuff from... yeah, that's a little tough. After waiting 6 months, that'd be a little frustrating, I'm sure. But hey, at least they're though I thought they were a one-man shop. Yeah, I mean, that may make more sense. Like he just literally can't get the stuff out the door, just because if it's one guy. But like I said, I've not heard, and I'm not talking Gundam. I'm talking like even in my work life and stuff. I've not had anyone say like, "Oh yeah, we had a potential." Alexa, be quiet. Sorry, my Alexa just started talking to me. Kind of freaked me out. I've not had anyone say like, "Oh, we can't send anything because we're worried that we might infect you." So, kind of thoughtful, I would say. Could be worse. They could have sent you a bunch of COVID. Hopefully, it won't be 3 months and more like, 2 weeks or something. Pre-orders. Man, I love pre-ordering stuff, forgetting I pre-ordered it, and then just having it show up. That's my favorite. That just happened with the I ordered the Master Grade Testament from the USP Bandai store, and I think I ordered that thing like back in June, and it just showed up like 2-3 weeks ago. I had forgotten I ordered it. To be quite honest. But it was a pleasant surprise. Yeah, fun surprise. The judge. I have something else. I have one of the Advanced Zeta kits on pre-order too, but I don't think I ordered it from him, from USP Bandai store. Get the FedEx notifications. Yeah, I just didn't pay attention. I went back and looked at it when it showed up because I was talking to someone else who didn't get a FedEx notification. I did. I just didn't notice it for some reason. Sometimes I forget I bought stuff. Have a couple drinks. You go on eBay. Hey. Things show up at your house. I can hear Brian in the background. Yes, drunk shopping. Somewhat problematic. But oh, so much fun. Strange, but okay. Out of Corpus Christi, Texas. I think they just got back from Disney. Out of Corpus. I have not shopped there, to be honest. Chris just got back from Disney in Florida. Florida. I just went to Universal this past weekend. And I think it was in Disney like a couple of weeks ago. But as far as I know, I didn't catch any COVID, which is good.
Jay Santos, what up? Well, welcome.
Willkommen.
Corpus, not Tropus. To who? I don't know what you're talking about.
You're talking about a shop, a project shop or something like that?
Look, man, I just work here.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. Just work here. So yeah, I've been painting. It's been going well. Bless you, sir.
I took off the wrong headphone.
No stress. Yeah, I spent the day masking the beautiful metal paint that I painted from my Moto paints the other day. Hooray, hooray. Looks good. This oh god, that green is wild back there. Look at that beautiful metal. I mean, obviously it's a little bit of a rough work on the hand, but the metal paint is so good. This isn't even a chrome. This is a textured like iron armor base. So nice.
Over a black primer.
Yeah, I know. Straight up, just one Mr. 1200, like super duper lightly sanded down. I didn't really do any polishing or any fanciness. I laid down their spray consistence, they call it. It's their pre-mixed lacquer, black gloss black base. Just like laid it on straight off, let it dry, and then put the spray consistent armor iron colored like metal straight on it. That's it.
Sweet. Yeah, it's got a nice sheen to it. I like that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Too chromy, you know, like it's got like a real metal look, like something you would probably make that kind of hand out of.
I specifically picked this stuff up because I wanted to use it on this kit for this application, because I knew that it would look more like, you know, just metal stuff. I just wanted to look like metal because it's going to get grimy and gross. It's a machine maker build, right? So it's going to be funkified, but I didn't want it to be like, you know, because nothing like that is like that, you know. So, Steve's here.
No, I didn't, Guy. I went to a different ramen shop that I go to up there, and it was amazing. But we didn't make it to Super Saiyan. I was on a different type of liquid diet for the weekend.
Vodka.
Yeah, there probably was some of that.
Yeah, that's literally it, Ungawa. Yeah, same way I spray my glosses. I go for like a coverage coat to make sure that there is something there for it to hang on to, and then I don't give it a ton of time. So for the gloss black, that is, because when you're going for the actual metallic overlay, like when you're doing the gloss black, you lay down a coverage coat and you let it get tacky, and then you lay down a wet coat, and then it will dry. This stuff dries like really nice. It dries as good as the surface that you put it on. So if you like, I have a couple little bits of dust in that picture I put on IG today, and it like shows up, and I'm like, I don't fucking care, because it's not supposed to be perfect, but if those weren't there, it would be like flawless, and that is amazing. Oh, my shit just turned off. That is amazing to me, because it went down super smooth. I didn't have to do shit. I didn't have to do anything. It cleaned, my airbrush cleaned up so good. That to me is like super value, to be able to put a paint into my airbrush, put it through, have it do exactly what it says it's going to do, and then have it clean up easily. Like
pre-mixed lacquers, man.
Fuck, man.
Pre-mixed lacquers go fast.
Oh, I know. No. Super duper fast. No lie. Goes super duper fast. So I do like to mix my own.
Clean up real quick. Like you just put a little thinner in through the brush and onto it, especially the metallics.
Yeah.
They're so thin already.
There was more. I used more of the black than I did the metallic. I will say that much. So if I used like a black primer, probably wouldn't have been as much, but I was using it over the light gray Mr. 1200 primer.
Right.
So then tack coat, wet coat, let it dry, and then putting the metallics on. It's just like, you know, you just put it on smooth. One thing that Pab said that I've been using, I never did this before, because I kind of like I airbrush in circles as opposed to straight lines. So Pabs is like, when he puts on his metallic paint and stuff like that, he paints like in a straight line across this thing. So I work a little bit more like that, where I'll work in like straight passes to make sure that I'm getting like super even coverage, and then I'll go back and hit highlights in my style of like spotting and like warming things out to make sure that I'm getting the feel that I want out of it. So
I've used Alclad and some Mr. Color stuff, and I don't spray in circles in lines. And I don't know why. I don't know the science behind it, but I always spray it like an angle. Like I don't. How do I put this? Like don't spray straight against the part. Like 45 and keep the part moving at the same time. Like never stop, because you'll get like a heavy dose of metallics in one area and it'll look strange. You know, like on flat paint. Like if you're painting something blue, you know, especially with airbrushing, it's pretty forgiving, right? Like if you make a mistake, you can like feather it back out, or you can let it dry for a second, especially with like whatchamacallit, hell kind of paint we were just talking about with lacquers. you can just let it dries so quick that like you could just move away from whatever you went a little heavy on, and you can make it back eventually, like in the same path.
Kind of like even things out. I don't paint a lot with lacquers, so I mostly paint with acrylics, and I deal with transparencies. I really work very thin, so if I linger too long and I make a puddle or whatever, it shows, and I hate it.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more of a finesse thing, but this is how I do it. So. Oh, Miguel's in here too. What up, Miguel? And Lucas.
I didn't even think about like as a way of doing things that you spray in lines though, or circles. I didn't know that was like a thing that gave you a better outcome. I just kind of did it that way. Not sure why, but
yeah, like if I'm pre-shading or whatever, I'm definitely working like more like this than I'm working like this. If I'm doing like pre-shading or pre-highlighting, as I do, we'll call it pre-highlighting.
No, that makes sense because
because I'm like trying to like draw and bring out this like, so I like work in the center and I'll come around and I'll like work in and out with a feather. The two, like, it's dual action. So you get the aperture, which is like the width of the spray, and then you get the strength of the spray from the amount that you're pushing down on the trigger. So like using that and drawing out and bringing out that center warmth to really get the even fade. That's why I don't like pre-shading. And I don't know if I've ever really talked about why I don't like pre-shading, because I feel like it's working against yourself. You got this thing that you painted like a light color, and then you want to try and bring out the shadows. Well, if you don't have your shit like super duper dialed in and have that like ultra feather touch, you're going to just like make it dark, like real dark and hard on those lines and those
pre-shading
edges.
You mean like edging everything in black first and then going over it in your color,
or however, yeah, exactly, like lining out or like
or any color really, like you're shading it you're shading the corners, you prime it, then you're shading in a dark color, and then going in with
and then drawing your painting.
What do you like to highlight, right, where you like paint the whole part a dark color and then go in the middle with the lighter color?
Yeah, and I work back, and then I use my dark color and my middle tone in my advantage. It's kind of like using a tone primer, but I don't, because I'm not using primer. I'm using whatever paint. I don't have to find green primer or whatever. I can just use like a lime green and use that against a different color to create my shaded back, and then paint whatever over it, like blue or something, and get like a weird awesome effect. Using the transparencies and stuff. So that's
I've not played with a lot of shading. The next kit I'm going to paint, I'm going to do the Leo, and just actually I'm going to set a goal for myself to like finish the whole kit in a really short amount of time, like a week or something like that. But I'm going to do some shading on it, but I haven't decided exactly like what or how. But I was thinking more like highlighting, doing like, I'm going to prime the whole kit just gray, like I would normally do. Let's say for a green color, paint it a dark green color, and then highlight the center of it with a little lighter green color. And then maybe even come in with a third, just depending on how much time I have, or like what the just the 2-color outcome gives me. So just to play with something, I got a bigger project in mind that I want to do some shading on. So I was thinking it was going to be like a practice run on something small. And like I said, the goal is also to challenge myself to complete it in a very short amount of time. Like, well, for me, a short amount of time. Like,
well,
a week or two for everyone else is probably a long amount of time. But or something like that, where I'm not like customizing or anything.
Hey, man. All right. I need to go to here. Wait. Oh, I go here. Bam. Whew. Oh, shit.
See, Angao, I always took post shading as like you paint the part, let's say green, and then you go in with darker green and you shade after, like post your paint. So you would paint the whole part green, or or whatever color. I don't know. Let's call it.
Doesn't matter.
White, and then you're gonna post shade in gray. You edge highlight in gray after you've painted your base color, like what the actual panel is supposed to be. Whereas pre-shading, you would shade in gray and then go back over it with white afterwards, and then highlighting is painting the whole part one color and then shading whatever part of it you want in that lighter color.
Doing what I'm doing ahead of time after the fact.
All right.
So I'm trying to add depth before the fact, and then using a semi-transparent layers of semi-transparent color like a traditional painter would over it, like a oil painter or whatever, to create that like shaded tone. As opposed to exactly like Paul was saying, whether you're like warming for after the fact or whatever. And I still do that. Like, you still have to go back and do those things. You still have to go back and highlight. You have to go back and color correct. You have to go back, and everybody fucks up. I fuck up all the fucking time. You just have to get good at fixing your mistakes.
Get good. Like I said, that's just my understanding of those three terminologies, because I get confused as hell with them like all the time. I'm like, wait, which one am I doing here? Or I'm not doing them, but like, which one am I looking at?
I was dead on.
I think a lot of people like tend to use them pretty interchangeably too. Like, we'll just be like, oh, I'm post shading. I'm like, wait, what? I forget. Someone had a video. Like, this is a really old video where they kind of explained the differences between them. I think demonstrated them, and I think it might have been like Justinius or something like that. Like this is way back. What the hell just happened? Gino was fired by Lucasfilm. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, that's...
Oh, yeah. What's her name?
For
Crazy
some,
lady.
Yeah, for some, pretty...
Yeah, some really wrong... She said the wrong stuff at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like, she should have just not said any fucking thing. That's the problem. The real problem with her is she couldn't keep her fucking mouth shut. Like, keep your opinions, hold them dear to your heart, but keep them to your fucking self. Talk about them with your friends that share the same opinions. Like, don't go blasting some ridiculous bullshit.
Don't have opinions like her, I would say.
Tied to, well, yeah, of course, but people are going to do that. And I'm not trying to tell people to not have their own opinions. Like, go the fuck ahead, believe whatever you want, have your own opinion, like, form your ideas and enjoy the ideas that you have. But, like, A, don't hurt somebody else because of your ideas. And two, like, don't like put that shit on blast. Like, she was already on thin ice because of all the other shit that was going on. And then everyone was like, all right, we're going to squash it. Cool. You get your pass, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, which is fucked, but still it happened. And she was just like, all right.
So,
all right.
I
believe you. The fuck?
Yeah, to talk a little bit about The Mandalorian, and spoiler alerts if you guys haven't finished it. I just finished it recently, like last week.
Oh, good. I watched
it is the next episode or the next season? Would it have had her in it anyway?
I think that they were planning on having it. They were because the fan positive reaction to her. Her character and everything was like she was so well written, and she did a great job acting, and everything was legit. They were talking about having a spin-off with her at first, and then she was like talking. They're like, all right, well, maybe we're not gonna do a spin-off, but you're definitely gonna stay in the show, and then they were like, then now, but yeah, I think she was supposed to be in season 3. I don't see why she wouldn't. She was like,
well, just because the end of this season 2, like, I didn't even know if Mando was going to be in it. Like, it seems like they're going to spin in a different direction. Like,
at the end of season, they're doing the next story that is being told before Mandalorian season 3 is the Boba Fett story.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there'll be a Boba Fett and a Mandalorian.
Yeah, basically. It's like it's almost like a start of a Boba Fett thing, like they have Mandalorian. So Book of Boba Fett 1, whatever it is, or like the book. I can't remember exactly what it was. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I should watch it again because it's so good. But
out of entertainment. I mean,
yeah, right. I mean, seriously, like, it's cool to have your opinion, but like, don't fucking.
Well, the problem with that is when you say keep politics out of anything, like, you heard a lot, like, keep politics out of sports, keep politics out of this, keep politics out of that. But I mean, like, what do you do for a living? So like, could I say like keep politics out of engineering? Like you're an engineer, you shouldn't have an opinion on, like how do you, they still are people, right? Like just because they happen to be entertainers doesn't mean like, and they happen to be in the spotlight. Like how many times does your coworkers and you talk about politics potentially? Like does someone someone come up to you and say like, hey, you keep politics out of whatever? No, I mean, they're still people. They have their own political opinions. Like, why should they have to keep them to themselves if they don't want to?
Yeah. I don't think you should necessarily keep politics out of said things. You shouldn't necessarily keep politics out of like too many things. But I think that, like, you should have to be held responsible for the shit that you say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but that's the thing with like free speech is. Yes, your speech is free. No one's going to come arrest you, but that doesn't mean there's not consequences to it.
Bill Burr is definitely good, man. I like Bill Burr because he was like, I'm not a Star Wars guy. What the fuck is Star Wars? It's bullshit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, actually, these guys are kind of cool. It's kind of fun. Like, I dig it, Bill Burr does not pull any punches. I fucking love that guy. I've seen him live. He's great.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Here we go. Perhaps the shit.
Pedro Pascal. I've not seen any negative blowback for Pedro Pascal, but I mean,
no, not for him supporting his like fellow actor or whatever.
That's the other thing. Like I'll notice a lot is that people will say like, oh, they're attacking this person or attacking that person because you saw like a Facebook post about it or something from some like BS media site. Not like that the general world is actually going after anybody or even cares like who the hell Pedro Pascal even is or about the Mandalorian, It's like one person puts a blog post up and it becomes like this, oh, everyone's after Pedro Pascal. I'm not saying anything about what, that it was Pedro Pascal. I'm just saying like that happens every once in a while. You kind of see that and you're like, what the hell? I didn't even know there was a problem with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, exactly. Dave B says it's okay to have opinions, but don't enforce your opinions on others. Which is right on. I mean, seriously. I have lots of opinions. You guys can tell me to fuck myself. It's cool. I respect that. And Pab says that she had an opinion, but didn't respect anybody else's opinion, and that was the real problem. Manny backs him up and says that's right on the money, and that's pretty true. You have to be conscious.
I agree. I mean, like I vehemently disagree with her opinion, so.
Sure, yeah. I don't agree with that shit at all. It's whack.
And to me, that it wasn't like a political stance. It was like her.
That's some wild shit. That's like
that to me was beyond a political stance. It wasn't like, oh, I'm a Republican or that's a political stance, right?
Sure, exactly.
You being a racist piece of shit.
Exactly. Like that weird false equivalency that you made is just like wrong across the fucking board. And not even, and it's just like, and so far beyond the fucking thing.
Miguel, like, if you Google her, like,
what did she say? I'll tell you, Miguel. What she said was, she goes, being a Republican in this day and age is like being a Jew in Nazi Germany in the Holocaust.
She's
like, being a fascist today is like being why are you fucking serious?
She sucks at everything in life. She's an anti-Semite. Thank you, Z. I appreciate your opinion there. If you look up her history too, I think if she had just said that and never had said anything previous, it probably would not have been that big of a deal. Like you could have maybe forgiven her as like that was a bad way for me to say something. You know what I mean? Like. But if you go back and look at her past, she's had quite a few instances where
I know it's a track record. That's the
thing. It's a track record of her saying things like that, and
it isn't crap. It isn't cancel culture. It isn't like Republicans versus Democrats. It isn't any of that shit. It's just like 3 strikes, you're fucking out, dude. Like, this is what it is, Yeah. And
you got to understand that, like, I mean, Disney is going to protect themselves. And would rather just distance yourself from any like negativity, like they don't want anything to do with that. And I mean, even you've seen. I mean, I know you guys.
Like, come on, man.
I don't know if you guys have, if any of you watch like ESPN or anything, like Disney's even like tried to distance themselves from people who have like any of too much political opinion. Like Dan Le Batard didn't get his contract renewed because basically he's too political.
No shit.
Yep.
There you go, guys. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, right. Disney's vehemently protective of its franchises.
Yeah, especially the big ones. You know, the Star Wars, the Marvel stuff. Like that's their bread and butter right now. You know.
Yeah. I love me some Marvel. Sorry. Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. I was hoping she'd just been like, all right, well, whatever, and like gone on with her normal ass fucking celebrity life. But nope. Sometimes well enough isn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, this happened right after season 1 as well. She said some ridiculous comments about something or another, and kind of got her in a little hot water.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not the first time.
What do you do? What do you do? I don't know. It's like I don't get it. I just don't fucking understand. Let's see. Michael Dawson says you do have to remember just about everyone on Twitter gets easily offended. Yes, this is true. These are the same people who refuse to live in reality. There are many. I like Twitter for the Japanese modelers. They're awesome.
Great, lovely.
And I do follow like general news, but I take it all with a nice grain of salt. Occasionally, I tell Ted Cruz to go fuck himself because I can. Where else can I go to? Where else can I be like at Ted Cruz? Go fuck yourself.
Right. You'd have to send him a letter, and then no one would know that you told him to go fuck himself.
No, nobody knows anyways. Are you kidding me? I have like followers. And even the followers that I do have probably don't care that I'm telling fucking shitty ass Ted Cruz to go.
It's gonna get so tiring. Like not Ted Cruz in particular, but like you know, you could be like the nicest, best actor, let's say, in the world, and like people are still saying like "fuck you." You're like, what the hell, man?
People are totally gonna hate on you. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. I did have like, there was some like crazy MAGA people that were like after me for a while. It was really ridiculous because I was like, I agree with you, Bernie Sanders, and they were like, you will die, and I'm like, what
you communist.
Yeah, no, I had some dude that was coming at me and was like, yeah, I was gonna tell a bunch of people that you're like a fucking pedophile and you do all this crazy shit. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? You're insane. Instantly, of course, I reported him to Twitter and he was boop. So thank you, Twitter. Fuck. What the fuck?
Jesus only loved capitalism? Damn it, Brian.
Oh my god. Dude, it's the worst. It's like it's like we have no political view, and they're like, "Oh man, I'm gonna make up a bunch of shit about you and this that," and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Twitter is predominantly for.
I mean, and none of you people
I agree,
that I'm talking to right now, all of you wonderful viewers that are watching me. I don't know why I'm talking about politics. I shouldn't be talking about politics on my live stream. I'm sorry. We can't even talk about models.
To me, that's a fail.
To me, this is a fail.
I agree, though. It's got some great modelers on there. The Japanese modelers really take to Twitter much more than Instagram.
That is the wealth right there. Just every wild, amazing facet of the like genre from overseas is just like, it's so deep and like rich of like content and like amazing that you wouldn't even imagine the cool shit that you will see out there. I don't know what the tags are saying, but
I know, yeah. I don't know any of that. I'm gonna click on that one. I hope it's okay.
I know that I'm just like barely scratching at the surface of like, of the surface of the dust on the surface. Because I don't know anything. I'm idiot American. But like the stuff that I do see is super duper inspiring. Even anything where it's like a little cat on a bench when some like clothes on a hanger and some amazing like whatever and like by a ramen shop or something, or like with like some windows and one of them's broken. It just all looks amazing. but it's like the size of a matchbook. What the fuck?
My fingers don't work that small.
I mean, not these ones. No, man. I got dumb hands. I build big.
There you go.
Look at
Pabs has great non-offensive content for you guys. Twitter and Twitch. Give him a follow.
Yeah, multiples. No, here's the thing. So
buy a shirt.
I'm close to enough. I'm close to enough followers on Twitch. I have like 45 of 50.
Mm-hmm.
But my average viewers is abysmal. I have less than one average viewer per stream, and I need to have 3 average viewers per stream. So I really need to like either start doing the truffle shuffle, get some viewers going on that Twitch, or
is this on Twitch?
This is on Twitch, yeah.
Are we on Twitch right now?
Yes, we've been on Twitch for the last year.
We're twitching?
Always. Twitchy. I'm just thrilled. And I'm regular as fuck. Like I stream twice a week on Twitch. Like, for between 2 and 3 hours of stream.
I'll have to stop having this. Oh, I guess I can open on both, right? I'm going to have to open this on Twitch.
YouTube and Twitch on my Instagram and Facebook story announcements. I don't advertise. That's the thing, man. I'm not here to advertise and like try and draw a big following, which is cool to have a following and whatever because it helps the channel and this and that and the other. Makes things easier. But I'm here to make fun things and talk to you guys and interact with the community and like try and grow as a better community, like honestly, instead of doing it like through like weirdo cheapo giveaways or whatever. Like, yeah, we're doing a giveaway because it'll be 100 episodes next episode. That's a fucking amazing thing.
Yeah,
that's why you do a fucking giveaway, not because like I put on 2 blue socks instead of mismatched or whatever. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Indeed.
Just think.
But I'm really happy you got the right color socks on. That's great. I mean, congratulations.
Yeah, we did it. Oh man.
I love giveaways for follows, Brian. What can I give away?
I love giveaways for follows. I know Z's the fucking best. No, Z's good. Z's like, unfortunately, a lot of like the cool people that we hang out with and that like you guys out there in the outside end of things don't understand. Even Paul is he's a family man. He's got a bunch of he's a crazy responsible job. He's got a lot of shit going on. Thank God I can wrangle him to hang out with me. And like the other guys, they all have incredibly full and rich lives. Like Z has a fucking circus that goes on behind the scenes, and he's still trying to do things like participate with the community and jump on the live streams when he can. He has his own channel. He tries to do shows when he can, but it's really, really tough because there are so many things pulling him in so many different directions. Like there are so many things that are pulling all of us in so many different directions. It's really like, that's what makes these times, like right now when we're hanging out bullshitting about whatever the fuck it is, if it's some wacky politics bullshit, or if we're talking about movies or video games or whatever, that's what makes these parts so fucking good. It's because like, how often is this going to happen in our lifetimes? Like we're lucky that we get these times once a week to chill, rap, share ideas, talk some trash, share a laugh, poke some fun at ourselves. And then that's really like the kismet of this whole situation. And that's why I'm stoked for the 100th episode coming up.
Especially with what's going on in the world and that a lot of us can't see, our normal everyday family and friends like we could before, at least. Like maybe you can still see them, but you can't go out to dinner with them. You can't go to a bar with them. You can't go on vacation with them like you did in the past. To me, this is somewhat of an escape to like just get together and screw off. It's kind of my break from work and not so much family life because I'm in my room. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's all you have to be aware of like what kind of content you're trying to create and like what type of community you're trying to build. And I don't think anyone here is in it to like be the next PewDiePie. Like let's just be honest. Like we're not gonna. Brian and I were talking about this before we got on the on the stream, like we're in the fringe of the niche hobby. Like, it's like, well, it's customizing plastic model kits. Like,
yeah.
How popular could it be? So, people create really great content in this community, but I think most of them probably do it just because they enjoy creating really great content, not because they think they're going to get a whole lot out of it monetary wise, or
I definitely
I'm gonna be a famous Gunpla builder.
I hope not.
I miss blow off hookers. Oh God.
Wow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then, of course, Miguel chimes in and says, I've never tried Blow Z, but I like the smell of it.
Thank God it's illegal, or it'd be a problem.
Wait a minute, what did she send us? I was trying to look at that. Redemptive artwork? What?
What is that?
I don't know. They're talking collateral. I don't know. This is being interesting. I like it though.
Why do you
all
do
right.
that?
I want to work on something, but all I have to do is paint.
I'm not sure how this thing really works. I feel like it's not. It's a screen. Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, that's loud.
$500 can buy a lot of hookers and blow.
Oh my God, what?
But how do you do it through a face mask? I don't understand.
There it is. That's it. That is the trick.
$1 million question. The $500 question. And by it, am I talking about the hookers or the blow?
Bam. The answer is yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Too much red.
Picking out colors.
This is like the most vibrant of the colors.
Like Deadpool does. Yeah, it's like a filter.
No progress on the high noon, Miguel, because I've been working on this machining rigger finish off. So I need to finish this thing before the end of the month, which is like 2 weeks away, plus a little bit. So I really have to fucking get chippity choppity on it. I did pick up my colors. We can talk about that, which is pretty hype. So like, you guys know Ma K style, right? They're like they're bulbily, right? Bulbous, like camouflage. It isn't really like hard lines or like digital camo or anything like that. Like sometimes you'll see a woodland version, but if you look for the way that Kao Yakuzama does his thing, it is like a bubbly painted like splotchiness. It looks more like underwater, like aquatic camo than it does look like stuff that you would see in the desert or in the forest. So I'm going to do take that is kind of like one of those, but I'm going to do it in a very, very different color scheme. So I'm going to do like a light top with a dark lower part where there's like a transitional point where there's like splotchy this and that and around. But I'm going to do the bottom in like like the dark tone is a bright, like mecha bright blue, and then the light tone is like an azure, almost purple lavender color, and then on top is like a how do you want to say it? It's essentially these three colors. So it's like a dark tan, a medium like ochre tan, and then like a super duper light highlight. So those will be like the top part, and it'll end up being kind of yellowy. And so it'll be like kind of yellow and purple as opposed to any like normal thing that you would see. Plus it's a really wonky design. So, but that's my plan.
Wang.
Yeah, I'm doing hairspray chipping, and then I'm gonna go back and do a bunch of like top painting on top of it. So I have a lot of work cut out for me, and I have time, but I have a lot of things also that I've obligated myself to. So
How many circles are you going to cut out for this one?
0.
What?
I'm doing it all freehand, baby. Yeah, all the camo is going to be a freehand camo pattern. Yeah, it's tight. Don't worry. Yeah, all camo is going to be like a freehand camo, and then just kind of like, try and do it run and gun, loosey goosey. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but still going to do it. The idea is that I don't know, because I use hairspray and I'm comfortable with using the hairspray chipping medium, or as a chipping medium, so it's like not a problem. Some people are uncomfortable with it or unfamiliar with it, and so they get weird and they're like, "Oh, I want to just paint my chips on." I find that
I am unfamiliar with it. I have not used.
I find
but
painting
I use
my
acrylics,
chips
right?
Yes.
So
I use acrylics.
That's what I don't use acrylics, so I don't.
That doesn't matter.
Can you hairspray with lacquers?
I think so. Maybe.
I don't know that.
Maybe not.
Someone in Pabs.
Maybe not. What about these chipping effects? These ones are ammo chipping effects. Can you use these on? This fluid is water soluble. Yeah, because it's the fluid that's water soluble and not the paint. And the idea is that the fluid goes boop, boop.
Your base coat can be lacquer, but your color, your chipping has to be water based. Yeah, because you're not gonna. I don't think the lacquer would come off.
Right, you can't get through the lacquer.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Lacquer.
Motherfuckers.
So I hand brushed. That probably took me like significant amount longer than it would take you, huh? Like to chip.
And when you know what you're doing with hairspray, or I don't know, I have these 2 bottles of chipping fluid. I have heavy chipping effects and scratchities. Focus on the bottles.
So what are you, like a Tresemme man or?
Yep, I'm a Tresemme man. You know it. Yeah. So these are by Mig. Here you go. This is just heavy chipping effects and scratches. I got these back in the day when I had that soft sponsorship from Ryu Young Hobby Shop. They used to give me a decent discount. And I was just buying stuff like crazy down there. Like I didn't know what credit limit was. And and then, so I got these and I've never used them because I like hairspray. And yeah, like Paul said, are you a Tresemme man? Yes. Yes, I am.
Not Aquanet.
Nope, there it is, baby. Ooh, New York Fashion Week. No, actually, that doesn't fucking matter. What really matters, if anything, guys, when it comes to using hairspray, which is super duper cheap, is that it is a ultra fine mist. It has to be like the finest fucking particles that you can get, and that you want a hold of like no greater than these 3 little dottos. You want like lower hold if you can get it, but I couldn't get it any lower than this medium hold. The reason being is that shit is going to dry like the craziest fucking glue you've ever. It's like the lady with the Gorilla Glue in her hair. You're never going to get that shit to work.
So,
but yeah, so
stronger the hold, stronger the stick.
Exactly, right. And the reason is that this is water soluble, right? And the fine mist gives you tiny particles. The medium hold gives you grip, but not. And the key to the spray from this, because you're spraying fucking aerosol hairspray, is that you want to get it a little bit farther away from the piece, and you want to apply just a little. Right, you want to apply like a bunch of like dots in essence, right? It's going to sound weird, but you don't want it to be like. Okay, so that sounds like a bad thing to say, but like you want it to be a mist coat, but you want the mist coat to get everywhere, all over, like a bunch of times. So you want to like coat it, but you don't want to flood it, right? You want a bunch of particulate spots, because what happens then is the chipping works a lot faster. So if you have a whole matte coat, you're going to be dealing with trying to dissolve a whole matted out thick layer, like a whole flooded coat. But if you have like a bunch of particulate drops that are dried in like layers upon themselves, then that paint is going to come off in a better chipped pattern. It's like a hack. It's not a fucking hack. It's just spraying it a little farther away. It's just the same thing as like if you try to apply a gloss coat, like, and you don't want it to be super glossy. You want like a satin, but you don't have satin. You just apply it a little bit farther away, and it mats out a little bit. It's the same kind of shit, dudes.
So when you want an area of heavier chipping, you just heavier on the hairspray?
No, you go lighter. Actually, lighter. You want heavier chipping. What you want to do then is you want like more droplets that are easier to dissolve off, so that you get more removal of the top layer. So everywhere that you're making a chip, you're dissolving the hairspray behind the paint on the top layer. So you can do this successively too. I mean, it's pretty cool, because when you get like the right brush and you get like it takes a little bit of practice. I've done it for a while, so I'm fairly comfortable with it. I feel very confident with the work that I do. But when you get used to it, it's righteous, and you can do these things in layers. So I did a model where I did all the custom work and everything, blah, 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 and then I painted it like a metallic color, and then I did a hairspray, and then I did a dark color, and then I did a hairspray, and then I did a base color, and then I did a hairspray, and then I did a secondary color, and then I did a hairspray, and then I did a repaint color, as though the model or the machine itself came back for a whole repaint, and then repainted the whole thing. And then I did a hairspray, and then I did another layer of color, which is a different accent color, and then I did a layer of hairspray, and I did another layer of color on top of that. And then I took that and then reduced those down very carefully with a soft brush and water and time, and that gave me a wear through down to the very base in some elements. This was on the winged Zaku I did, and there are elements where you can see that, where it is the outer like sandy color, and then down to another sandy color, and then down to a green color, and then down to a rust color, and then down to a metal color, like through actual layers of paint. And then that's where you get that whole depth of like weather and that like whole amount of like realism that like really sells or sends that message, I guess.
Cool.
This is so like yeah. It. So my shirt, the pad is going to be like one of my long word dialogue things, is what my shirt's going to be, in like text across the whole shirt, full print. Me doing this.
Brian went boom boom. Oh,
she says, "Hell yeah, you can impale your hand with your hair." What the fuck? Immovable hair? What?
Probably talking about the hairspray he was discussing earlier.
Sure. I was rambling on how hairspray is a great chipping method. Ultimately, use what you like and do what you want. If you want to paint chips by hand, do it. It's super zen, I've understood.
I just did it the first time with the Jesta, and It takes a little while. I mean, I guess everyone's has their own style, right? But I think chipping doesn't really look good unless it's got at least 2 colors to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you do one, if you just took like, where the hell is it? Ammo has it's like a chipping. Like I think that's actual color. It's called like chipping color. It's just kind of like a generic like brown. It's got maybe like a slight bit of red to it.
Yeah, it's a good brown or a good red brown. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It just looks kind of boring. Like I think you need to put something else. No. But I mean, like if you just did that like alone over another color, like if you paint the kit white and then just chip at it with brown, probably not going to be good. At least one more color, and I think 3 actually looks the best. Like I think the best ones that I've really liked the look of when they're hand painted is you use like bottom layer like a lighter color of whatever. So if you're painting it like military green, use like a lighter green. Then like the chipping color, and then maybe like a little metallic on the inside to make it look like the deepest part of the chip. So you've almost like faded through paint into primer into like a little bit of just metal that's starting to rust or whatever, and then into the deepest part. Actually, probably the other way around, right?
That's exactly
the other way around. Probably light color metal, and then the chipped on the beginning because the deepest part's going to rust.
That's exactly what I did with my layers the opposite way.
Right. Yeah.
Where you're building layers up, I was building like digging down into. So, and then Night Steve says Night Shift has some great hand painted chipping videos. Yes, Night Shift is fucking dope.
I used like a couple. I used another thing I've seen is like when people use like the sponges or they use a brush. Like if you use too much of one thing, it starts to get pretty uniform. Like I think that's probably the challenge in general, no matter what you're using, is like when you're hand chipping, how to make it vary a little bit. You start to get into that pattern of you're just like tot, and then it just looks too uniform. So I used a little bit of the sponge, a little bit of a brush, and then I think I used like a toothpick, and I took the toothpick and like knifed it down even thinner so it could be like the thinnest of all the things, but it didn't have the play that like the brush did. So it gave like a little bit of a different feel to it. I found that like when I used the brush, it was probably that I was using the wrong brush, to be quite honest, but like when I was trying to put a brush chip on not an edge, like when it was on like a flat part of the armor, but I was like, well, I mean, you do way less chipping. I did way less chipping on the flat parts just because I figured like the most common place it's going to chip is like the edges. But I still wanted something because otherwise it would look weird. But when I did it with a brush, the brush would bend in, and then I'd get like a brush stroke on it. So I used like the toothpick gave me a much more like rigid piece to get like a little better chip with it. But yeah, just stuff I tried.
Yeah,
played with it. It took me like a while to just fucking with the thing to get it to like, oh, okay, I'm happy with the way that looks.
Yeah, it's always a learning process, right?
Yeah. Like that's what Julius Dembski is asking, like with the Fury hand. I mean, I would tell you, dude, like spray a little on a spoon and fuck with it a little bit and see what you like the look of.
Well, yeah, it just kind of depends on what you're doing. Like so on I don't have them here. I have them on a different folder. But like so paint chips and stuff, depending on where it is, like on white paint, they do weird stuff. Like if it's a material that can rust behind it, like if it's something that can actually oxidize behind it, it is going to make some crazy blooms of color and wild, awesome things. But if it's like, like Gundarium or whatever the hell it is, that isn't going to rust, or like Luna Titanium or some shit, you can like keep it to think like the process that how they would do it. Like how would you manufacture that? You'd have like the raw metal, you would have like your primer color, and then you would have your top color. So work backwards. You've painted your kit the top color, and then you have to think like what would that primer color be? It would probably be something slightly off white, but something darker than, or not darker, but lighter than the darkest material on the bottom, like a off white or whatever. If it's white, use like an eggshell or a tan or something, maybe lightly, to give it a little bit of a discoloration around it, or like a grayish color, not dark, but I'm talking like the lightest of these colors, and then use like a metal color for your chippings. But now for the dark color, like Paul was saying, like you use like usually it's like there's like the dark overtone, a lighter undertone, and then you have like your rust layer, your metal color. Those are usually like the steps. Usually you have like a couple at least. So if you're doing blue, you'll have like your deep navy, and then you have like a royal on the edge a little bit, or something like that, or like a cyan or something like that, and then you'll have like a rust tone, and that just literally. Am I just answering the same question again?
No, it was like I said, I just did shipping for really the first time, and it took a little while of like playing with it to just figure out like what I thought looked good, and where to place things. Like, and I just brought up a lot of reference images of other people's models, and like it didn't have to be like this was on the Jesta. I didn't have to pull up a Jesta. Like I pulled up like just shipping on Gundam or something like that, and you can just kind of tell like, okay, I was looking at like the shoulders on whatever kit was up, and like, okay, like I'd see it would chip like right here as it's rubbing against the chest, going back and forth. So like a little heavier there, but then like this part over here really shouldn't have any collision with much of anything, so a little less there. And then with paint chipping, I thought when I did the oils over the top, it really brought it out the most, because it kind of like blended everything back out a little. Like it didn't look so stark between like the metal and then the chipping color. Like even if you were using like a brown chipping color and then like not like chrome, but some kind of generic silvery color as the chip, like those are pretty stark contrasts. But then you grime the whole thing up or rub a little like brown or red or whatever tone you're going for over the top, it just kind of blended everything back out and didn't make it look so like dark metallic.
Yeah, the actual image that we have as a background right now. Hang on a second, I'm gonna back out. Both of us, Paul. I'll put you back in, don't worry.
Yeah.
And so you guys can see some of the wait, I can do. Oh, that doesn't work. That's just my voice. That doesn't work. All right. I'll be right back. We'll be right back. Hang on a second. So you guys can see some of the chipping and stuff that I did on my KotoKai build for Zach's contest a couple of years ago. I did a bunch of like ambient like wear chipping on the silver parts, like the way that something that was painted silver that was made of like a cheaper metallic something metal that would like flake off, and you'd be able to see that. And then I did a bunch of streaking and this and that. You'll be able to see it in 1 second. And then some exhaust grime. But we'll be right back. Okay, hope you guys got a second to take a look at that. That's just the caps on my KotoKai. What the fuck is that? I don't know, gave it a name.
Thing.
Yeah, Char's right. Steve's right. It totally takes practice. It just takes time and practice. And like, don't be afraid to like F it up and have to repaint it. Like that's the thing. Like get used to repainting. It's gonna sound wacko, but yeah, like get used to being able to like do it again. And that is where it really is. Like that's what this whole thing is about, right, Paul? This whole hobby is kind of about being able to redo it, do it again.
Yeah. Like
you sanded that nub off and you made that shit super smooth. You can't tell nothing is there. I do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say be kind of critical with yourself. Like I look at things like that, like I said, the just outside the weapons is finished. And like, I'll look at it and like, overall, I'm happy with the way it looks. But then I look at smaller things and I'm like, you know what, if I were to do that over again, I wouldn't have gone there. Like I wouldn't have painted the frame the same color. I would have went differently, or you know what, I wouldn't have chipped it here or there, or I would have used less oil here. Or, I mean, I literally was learning like from part to part where like I was doing the oil streaks on it. And I was like, okay, putting a dot like this large or that large or here or there, or, using this much fluid made a big difference. So like the next one would get better.
Fucking Pabs. I never do it again unless it's called pioneer.
I don't do it again. I do it at the same time.
Yeah, no. He's got a couple of them shits.
So, do it again. Yeah. Do it together.
What up? What up? Steph dropped in 3-star. What's going on? How you doing? Did I thought I saw something. There it is. Ty Furious as well. What up, Ty? Yeah, Shars. Steve says, look up Rust and chipping pictures on Google Images, or Pinterest, whatever works. Build a reference folder for yourself that you can look back on. Don't be afraid to try them shits if they don't work out. Exactly. Watch some of the arduous traditional model videos that are out there. There are some videos that are watchable that give you a lot of information after you watch the whole thing.
I watched a couple of like just plain like tank modelers and stuff like that. Like when I looked up brush chipping, I don't think I watched any Gunpla videos, or maybe like one or two, but I watched like 30 just scale modelers who built tanks or military models and stuff like that, because they have been doing this thing like way longer, and their things they're building are built in the real world. You know what I mean? Like, essentially, we're taking something that doesn't really exist and trying to make it look like what we think it would look like if it really existed. Whereas they're building shit that, like, you could go look at theoretically. Like, you could go find a tank at a museum or something like that, and like, okay, that's where it would chip. Oh, okay, like mud would collect here on the treads, and like ultimately, we don't really know. Like you said, all of these things, none of them could rust. Like, we're chipping this shit, and like maybe Gundams don't rust. I don't know.
Love me a rusty Gundam,
right?
That is for sure.
Like maybe they don't even chip. Maybe they're not even painted. They're molded in this color. Who the hell knows?
Oh yeah, Chris Collins is talking about this too. Yeah, Lincoln has had some really good videos. I watched them because I'm doing that paint on plastic thing, and Lincoln, he posted a video of doing like a ammo night or something like that, one of his Maschinen Krieger builds, but he like doing it all hand painted. So he does this whole rust layer paint by hand, and then he does like the top coat with chipping and effects through a couple of different videos, through a very basic like layout format, very straightforward, super duper understandable. And he has a great video as well recently done. He called it like Uncle Janky's wet palette video or something like that. So he's just talking about those specific wet palette that he uses for these particular processes. So if you want to check those out, it's like 4 videos of super duper wealth, super duper wealth. How's
wealthy.
That for spiel? You want super duper wealth, right? It's the most biggest wealth anyone's ever seen ever. Oh my God, call your dog.
The best wealth.
Here's Sparky. Look at this wealth.
Yeah, I watched him. Model Making Guru was another one I watched. I mean, his videos tend to be like work in progress videos, so they're like you got to watch like an hour to like see what he's doing, but it's still really good.
Yeah, Mike Wolf's good. John Buse too, right? Buse. John is good. You know John, right?
I did watch.
Okay. Yes, he's good as well. I was hoping you would correct me instead of just being an asshole over here saying the wrong name. My lot in life. It's a living.
I don't know how you pronounce it. Buse?
Something along them lines.
AS maybe? I don't know.
Steve says he likes his robots nasty and beaten up.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Laughs. All of the laughs.
Beaten up.
I was just going to ask Colleen if there was more wine left, and she has fallen asleep.
Why is all the wine gone?
It's not gone. I'm pretty sure it's not gone. I don't see it out there, though. Oh, wait, there it is. So, here's the thing. I live in a creaky old house in Brooklyn. Most of the floorboards exactly creak. Can I sneak out to the living room, retrieve the bottle of wine without waking her?
We're taking bets. We're taking like some prop bets out here.
I don't think I can do it. I don't think it's possible. But the other thing is, if I go to the kitchen and I make another drink right now, then I'm surely going to wake her up as well.
It's a lose-lose.
I think it's also a win-win.
Wake up!
No, I mean, it isn't. I'm joking around. It's just kind of funny, though. My house does creak everywhere you walk. It's terrible. Have you announced what's happening for the episode 100? Well, Miguel, you weren't here, but we will talk about it again. We are going to hang out next week and have a good old time. That's what's going on for the one. No, we're going to be doing some giveaways. There are some of the like friends and family of the like community here are going to be donating some stuff. I'm going to be giving a couple things away. I believe Paul's going to be giving a couple things away. We're not 100% sure how that structure is going to happen, because it isn't like you have to tune in, you have to like and subscribe and tell 3 friends and fucking put your elbow on your head and fucking dance around in a circle. It's like, no, you just like, we don't know exactly how it's going to be. So stay tuned, come and hang out. You might walk away with something. That'd be righteous. But yeah, that's kind of the story.
Yeah, you'll have to be here to win something, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You'll have to tune in. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm going to try, I think I'll try, and I'm sure Paul will too. We'll reach out to some of our mutual friends that we've talked to around the community that have been guests on the show, and try and have, like a cavalcade of people coming in and laughing and sharing memories and do a little banter. Who knows? Maybe we'll just be talking about movies the whole night, or
the norm.
Yeah, having a good time. Talk about models. Hopefully I'll be much farther along on painting this thing, as it will be due in a week, roughly after next week's show. So I'm actually going to, my compressor's still on. I can actually get away by running. I can paint, and she doesn't really care too much. This Iwata Studio series, the Power Plus Studio series that I have with the dual outputs, is actually pretty fucking quiet for being a like decent air compressor. Oh, damn. That is a valid question if I ever saw one.
Give you strength like Samson.
Samson. It's Samson.
I'd like to think so. What's that?
Yeah, right near. I'm from Jamaica, right near the beach, Samson. Just like Half Baked, right? Dave Chappelle. You guys, Jim Brewer. Let's see. Sit around a fire and sing Kumbaya. Yeah, no, I'm not probably going to be doing that. I don't remember the times I was on because they were heavy drinking streams. That's right. Chris Collins was on stream with us. Chris, you should stop in and say hi.
Yeah, next week, man. 100.
Look at those eyebrows. They're creepy.
I want to speak to Samson.
Jesus. I want to speak to Samson. All right, I'm going to go eat a drink. I'll be right back.
Good luck. Godspeed. All right, guys, we're taking bets. What are we thinking? Wake or not wake? Where are we going with this? I'm going to go wake, but do you think he's going to wake with wine or wake with drink? Sounds like drink. Yeah, definitely drink. Ooh, almost sneezed. Yeah, she's not sounding like she's awake. He may be doing it. Got one wake, one no wake. I'm going to go no wake, or at least not a violent wake. Or violent's probably the wrong word to use there. I don't think she's going to be a vocal waker. I don't think she's going to be like, Brian, what the hell? Sounds like he's doing pretty well. I think he's got it in the bag. Home stretch. Nope. So far, so good. He's clear. I think I'm pretty sure. He's gonna make it. Yep. Good to go.
That was a no wake.
Woo. Well, I would say most people had your back. Most of the audience had
I
your
could
back.
hear the play-by-play. It was pretty good. I love Bluetooth headphones. I really want to share my pizza with you guys. I'll be right back.
Now he's just pushing his luck. I have a pair of AirPods, but last time I tried to connect them to my Mac, it was not really working.
So Paul and I were talking about pizza earlier because I make a lot of pizza and, scruples, standards, and this and that. And round two. So I make my own dough. My wife makes the sauce, and we do our own toppings and stuff like that. But I've been making them in a cast iron, and this is the pie that I made tonight. There's the cross section.
Nice.
And there's the standout. That much pizza. I make them in a cast iron. They're great.
We came to the determination if you can't pick it up, it's not a pizza. So you have to eat it with knife and fork, not pizza. As you can see, Brian was able to pick that up by hand.
Mm-hmm. You can pick up the whole. They come out of I make them in cast iron, right? You can take the whole thing out of the cast iron, hold it on one edge, and the whole pizza just stands out straight. It's good. I have been making dough for 25 years. No, 27 years. It's a good thing to get comfortable with making doughs. Because once you get a loose form and you kind of understand how the different elements work together, you can make a lot of different kinds of dough. So you can always make bread. And if you can easily just get the stuff to make bread, you can even make a sourdough starter to get your own yeast out of the air that's floating around your head. It's ridiculous how you can do that. So you don't have to go with unleavened bread if you don't have the ability to get yeast. You can only get flour and water. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
You can get activated yeast in the packet now, on Amazon.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? You can get all sorts of stuff, and I'm just saying, even if you can't, if you are in fucking the barest of dire straits, as long as you have flour and water,
you get matzo pizza.
Time, a little bit of sugar, and time. But yeah, there you go. Chris says I enjoyed making sourdough in his early COVID. Everybody's baking. Everybody's baking. It's I've always been baking, so I was everyone was like, I'm doing this baking. I was like, okay, it's fun, right? I enjoy it. I'm glad you do too now.
My mom went nuts, man. She was like, do you want some banana bread? I was like, fuck no. I have 17 loaves of banana bread at the house. What the hell's wrong with you? Yesterday I had a fucking sandwich with banana bread, all right? I'm not doing it anymore.
That I've done that, and it is an odd sandwich.
Yes.
You know what's good with as a banana bread sandwich? A peanut butter sandwich.
I can see that. Yeah, I like peanut butter and banana sandwiches, so I could see just skip a step.
Yeah. Kind of gets it all. Yeah, I got hella good at cooking cheap ramen. I'm still hella good at it over the quarantine. That is
I picked up some extra cooking skills. More on like the weird, like I started frying some things because why not, right?
See, I say like instant ramen or quick ramen, but people are like, yeah, like I make some good fucking ramen. You can make some good fucking ramen from some dry noodles in a packet if you know how to like work it a little bit. I have yet to do the spam though. Alex, the doof, always does the spam when he makes his lemon, and it always looks so good, but I can't do it.
Doof. Yes, that is. I've never cooked with spam. I don't know what I'm doing.
Have you ever had it?
Yeah, I have had it. I've never cooked with it.
Personally, got you. Yeah, me either.
I've
heard good things.
I've
also experienced bad things. So, or mediocre things, I should say. Not necessarily bad things, but mediocre things.
Yeah. I've made some Korean fried chicken over this to get extra crispy chicken. Potato starch works great.
Go. Chris Collins says, "Oh man, the garden me and the wifey cultivated has been amazing. Today's red beans and rice, which I love me some fucking beans and rice broth.
Mm-hmm.
I had no seasoning other than salt. Everything was from the garden, and that is fucking dope. I'm stoked.
Curious. I have made my own broth for ramen, and it took 2 days.
I have a recipe book where, I think it's like 20 or 40 hours, maybe 40 hours for the broth boil or something redonkulous.
I made tonkatsu broth, and it took.
So did you do the whole thing with like all the knuckles and all the?
Yeah, I used pork bones, and I had to cook the pork bones to get like some of the meat off of them, and then use them as broth. And then you have to like skim it constantly, like every hour you have to go in there and skim everything off the top of it. And then you take the pork bones out. Then it was like a bunch of other shit, a little bit of like red and white miso, a whole bunch of crap. Like it took literally forever. It was and honestly, it came out like okay. And like the tough part of that is like anytime you're cooking something for the first time, like it's a good chance like it's not going to be the best iteration of it, right? Like you're gonna have to try it again. It's really fucking tough when it's a 2-day process and it's like it's all right. Like I mean, it wasn't bad, but I was like, well, it doesn't taste as good as the ramen shop.
I'm gonna have to agree with Dave B here. KFC is delish. The real KFC, Korean fried chicken.
Yeah. I made some like Korean fried chicken with a gochujang sauce. It was fucking good. That was good. It's like a red pepper sauce.
Yeah, we have a big tub of gochujang in the fridge.
A little spicy. Spicy without heat.
Let's see.
Nobody gets invited into my house until they have the vaccine and they wash their hands. Duck fat one time, amazing. That sounds good.
Oh, I bet you do, Pebs. Pab says he makes Korean fried chicken at least once a week. You got the roots. Get the in.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I got some chicken thighs, cut them up a little, potato starch, fry. Obviously, everything was seasoned, and then made a little sauce. I knew they were going to be good when I was like tossing them in the bowl with the sauce, and that shit sounded like I was tossing rocks. It was like, I was like, all right, nice. We got this right. They're crispy.
We've been experimenting with an air fryer.
Oh yeah, I love the videos and the memes of the air fryer stuff. It's like,
yeah.
I have an air fryer too, though, but
it's very good. We got it a while ago. It's good. I don't use it very much. Colleen uses it more than me, but yeah, dude, it's fucking tight. But yeah, no, it's definitely not like a looking down the old nose at you. Sure.
I like it. It's my favorite thing to do with it is actually just reheat things. Like I don't use it a lot for pure cooking, but like if I get Chinese food and you want to reheat your egg roll, brilliant. If you get wings and you want to reheat them, I've even reheated pizza in there. It came out pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, wings definitely. I took some wings that we had gotten, or that I had gotten, Colleen's veg, that I had gotten that were like oversaturated and the skin didn't get a chance to crisp up, right? But they were like doused in barbecue. But the chicken itself was cooked, but the skin was kind of flabby. So
yeah.
I just like scooped the fucking like squeegeed the fucking sauce off of them as best I could. Threw them on that basket, threw it in that air fryer, and they were like 10 minutes. They were like crispy as fuck. Just redressed them with the same sauce, and it was like a whole different dish. Like
Make donuts in it. Huh, I hadn't thought of that.
I'll believe that.
Yeah. I'm not a donut fan in particular, but in there, I'd probably.
I like donuts, sort of. I like cake donuts. I don't like your like the fluffy weirdness.
Like New York. I like bagels.
Well, a cake donut is like a dessert bagel. Like, I mean, really, you feel like it.
Everything bagel, cream cheese.
Yeah, I had toasted everything with cream cheese, bacon, and tomato.
Yeah,
that's like my jam.
Scallion cream cheese, if you got it.
Oh, they totally got it at Bergen, baby. On Myrtle, come on, give me a break.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Brooklyn,
veggie cream.
Get that lox, that black and white cookies. Got to get the black and white cookies.
I love black and white cookies.
Straight up, they sell them now, and they sell them in the packages where you can get like a diabetic amount. For a handful of dollars, and you don't think you're eating a lot because they're small motherfuckers.
My wife is she's Cuban, but she was born and raised in Florida, and she had never had a black and white cookie, never seen one. And we went up to New York, and I got her a black and white cookie, and she bit it, and she was like, "It's cake," and I was like, "No, it's black and white cookie." And she's like, "But it's like cake." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's black and white cookie. Where are you trying to go with this, woman?" Like,
I gotta send you my cookie recipe, Paul. Then you guys can make them and have like a similar experience with the best sugar cookie recipe in the lower 48.
It's just a small cake. I'm like, it's not a small cake.
It's not a cake.
You don't say
it
that.
Might have cake-like qualities, but it is a cookie.
Yeah.
It is a meal, and it is an experience.
And then I gave it to my kid, and he went nuts. Like he just had
chocolate
frosting everywhere. He was like,
"Yes,
best day ever."
Y'all don't know what that is. It's basically like a big ass sugar cookie, like really kind of like cakey sugar cookie that is frosted white and then dipped in chocolate on one half. It's great.
Someone's asking what it is.
No, but I was telling.
Oh. Someone doesn't know?
They may not. Yeah. Here you go. Ronan says he's never had a black and white cookie.
Really?
Someone send him a care package. I'll send you some fucking.
Yeah, you need it. I mean, I would send it, but this is Florida.
I just gotta wait for fucking Julio to come over again and remember the shit he's supposed to bring to me when he's supposed to come over again.
All right, we got one.
He's busy
on the kit. He's gonna.
Julio's super busy with two bitches right now.
Oh. What's his name?
No. That was me just making a joke. Because Julio got a puppy today. And he went there with his lovely girlfriend. And I was making a joke because his dog is a girl as well. They call a female dog a bitch.
Yes.
Yeah. It was kind of a slight at his girlfriend, but she's lovely and wonderful. I have nothing bad against her.
All right. It stands. Oh shit! It's already past 11.
Oh, let's see it, Paul. Show it, sweetie, swooty. Show us that booty.
Put them. I haven't built wings yet. I guess that would be.
That's okay.
Hey, how does this? It's got a lot of moving parts. Anyway, knees are all out of place, but he stands. Great kit, man. It's got like a lot of like little frame bits poking through, and the knees move in all sorts of weird directions, which I'm actually having a little bit of trouble with.
I'm getting him to sit
how I want them to. Stop. Do less.
Oh, I hear you.
But shifting armor, all the good stuff, man. Cool little kit.
Oh my god!
I think he's actually a little big for a wing kit, and it's got that KotoKai long leg. What do I got here? Question from Canada: is a black and white cookie what we call it? Oh my god! No.
Looks like I gotta send 2 care packages.
An Oreo is an Oreo. No. They're probably don't have them in Canada.
All right, I'll look out the main screen. Sorry, Paul.
No, good. Hey, you since you can't make them out of maple syrup, they probably don't have them in Canada. Joke.
Or good intentions.
Yeah. Black and white cookie. So, Miguel, it's
black and white cookie. I heard.
It's like a really thick sugar cookie, but it's like very doughy, like cake almost.
Yeah, it's a cake sugar cookie. So you make sugar cookie, big round.
Half the cookie is frosted white, half the cookie is frosted chocolate.
Au contraire.
I know it's dipped, but like when you look at it, you will see
when you look at it,
black and white. It'll be half white, half chocolate, half vanilla frosting, half chocolate frosting. It's glorious.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, it's just like regular sugar cookies. They frost the whole damn thing white, and then they dip it in chocolate. Mm-hmm. So you get half black, like half chocolate dipped. Like
I would guess that, like if you get them like they're like manufactured. I don't know, manufacturer's not the right term, but like not handmade. They're probably just like stripe them, right? Like you think they're dipped that way?
Yeah. I think they're actually dipped. I get them from Bergen's. The ones from Bergen's are branded Bergen's, so I think they make them in house. Like
place.
I remember like one of my.
Cut.
I was gonna say I remember like a couple of years, like maybe 3 years after I moved to the city, I was like in Manhattan somewhere on my way to a job site. I can't remember exactly what I was doing. If I was like moonlighting as an art handler, if I was doing like the 9-to-5 metal worker shit, or what the fuck I was doing, but I was on my way to a site and I stopped in at a counter deli and I was just like needed something. So I was like, I need to get a cup of coffee, and I'm in there, and I see the black and white cookie on the fucking counter, and I'm like, I gotta get a black and white cookie too. So I walk up to the counter, and I'm like, give me a large black coffee and black and white cookie. And the little old lady that was ahead of me in line was like, "Oh, that's a classic." Yes, ma'am.
Yep, give me a Manhattan espresso soda and a black and white cookie, please.
There you go. That would be it. Oh, the sodas, the coffee sodas. Wow.
I love Manhattan espresso sodas. But those are not easy to find. Stripper, not the cookie.
Yeah, because Manny says in Canada, a black and white cookie is a stripper with vitiligo. Vitiligo? Whatever the hell it is. Yeah. And
we're gonna have to send out like some black and white cookie care packages now. Now we know. You know what? No one's getting any kits for the 100th.
We're just gonna be giving away cookies. Oh shit! Actually, I'll just add that to the kitty. We're just gonna add it to the pile. I'll just pick some up. I'll just go out and I'll pick some up next week before the show. Bam!
Black and white cookies.
Yeah, boxes or cookies. No, whatever. Just what is it? A couple bucks? It's no big deal.
Black and white cookies. Extra. I'd send you espresso soda, but it's in glass, so I don't know if that ships well.
No, and he wouldn't want it if it was in a tin. You wouldn't want it. No. All right. Well, hey, I think this is it, right, Paul?
Yeah.
We're at about 2 hours, so we did it. 99. One
Triple
more
digits.
to go.
Coming.
We're gonna be so old.
Yeah.
We'll be like those two Muppets that sit in the balcony.
That's who we are. We are the Gumpla Muppets. I don't remember their names though. Anyone know?
Shit. I don't either.
We'll have to look that one up.
Yeah, we'll have to look that one up. But in the meantime, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been the KotoKai Robo-Dojo. What was originally live at the Workbench with Paul and Brian, episode 99. Thank you guys. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Brian. It's been fun, man.
It's doing a thing.
Yeah.
It's been a
Hanging
pleasure.
out.
Yeah. Sharing a laugh. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
See you guys next week.
Live long and prosper.